There is so much financial advice out there that it's nearly impossible for you to follow all of it. So in this video, I'm putting together 11 simple money habits to help you save more money and earn more money. If you're new here, my name is Ricardo Garcia, and on this channel, I post weekly tips to help you take charge of your personal finances and help you get to financial freedom faster. So if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, consider subscribing to the channel. So without further ado, here are the 11 money habits that I implemented in my life, and you should too. So number one is spend less than you earn. This is the single most important rule of personal finance. And although it might sound pretty obvious to you, 60% of Americans are spending either the same amount or more than what they take home every single month. And truth be told, you will never get ahead financially if you don't start spending less than you earn and putting the difference towards your financial future. Without your earnings being greater than your expenses, you can't simply expect to achieve any of your financial goals. So that's why you always have to pay yourself first. Paying yourself first simply means that every time you earn $1, the first person you pay is yourself. But what most people end up doing is every time they earn that dollar, they go ahead and they pay everybody else. So they start paying the landlord, the phone company, the credit card company, the government, and so on. By the time they get to the end of the month, they go ahead and they open their bank account looking for any leftovers, only to figure out that there's nothing left to pay themselves. Every time you get a paycheck, before paying any of your expenses, transfer the amount that you would like to save into a savings account and learn how to live off the rest. Let's make a simple example. Let's say you take home $4,250 every month after taxes. And imagine you have the following expenses. You pay $1,500 for rent and utilities, $450 for your car payment and insurance, around $400 for groceries, $300 in entertainment and restaurants, $250 for clothes, $150 for phone and TV bills. You pay $100 in memberships and subscriptions like Netflix, and then another $150 for daily incidentals. That could be getting a cup of coffee or a couple of drinks after work, paying for parking, you name it. So after your expenses, you're left with $950 off your paycheck every single month. So instead of waiting till the end of the month to transfer those $950 to your savings account, do it as soon as you get your paycheck. And make it a rule for yourself that once you transfer that money into that savings account, you won't ever touch it again. That money right there isn't yours to spend. You gotta see it as your ticket to financial freedom. And trust me, it might be a little bit challenging at the beginning, but after a couple months of doing it, it will feel effortlessly to you. You're gonna find yourself making less impulsive and unnecessary purchases. And after a year of doing it, you're gonna have more than 10 grand sitting in your bank account. Remember, don't save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. Moving on to habit number 3, you need to start creating an emergency fund. You'll find out that cash is king for solving any problems that life throws at you. If you haven't started building your emergency fund, you need to start right away. I always recommend having at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in an emergency fund account before even starting to think about investing. You gotta make it easy on yourself. Find a way to make it automatic so every month a specific amount is transferred from your checking account into your savings account. And you're gonna see that you'll get there before you even realize it. Now, if you have any debt, you need to start working on it right away, even before you start building your emergency fund, especially if you have any high interest debt. Some people say that debt is your friend, but in most cases, debt can destroy your dreams of achieving financial freedom. Let's say you have $3,000 of credit card debt at an 18% interest rate, and you come across $3,000 in money. If you take some of the advice out there and split the use of that $3,000 and you put half of that to establish an emergency fund and half of that to pay down the credit card debt, you'll still have $1,500 of credit card debt and $1,500 of money sitting in cash. Those $1,500 of debt at an 18% interest rate, it's gonna cost you around $300 per year. The emergency fund, on the other hand, is not gonna earn you anything or close to nothing when it comes to interest. So you're gonna be down $300 that year. Bottom line, you're gonna save more money by paying down the debt instead of putting it to invest in the stock market or some high yield savings account. So make sure you tackle your debt first before even starting to think about an emergency fund. Putting money into a retirement account as early as you can, no matter the amount, is a very easy and smart way to pay yourself first. So go ahead and start talking to your employer. If your company offers a 401k, take advantage of it. In some cases, some employers will offer a contribution match. That means that the company will contribute a set amount for every dollar that you put into your 401k up to a specific percentage of your salary. And that's free money, so take advantage of it. Plus 401ks allow you to contribute pre-tax money. So the more that you put into it now, the more it's gonna grow. That's basically thanks to compound interest. Now, if you haven't watched the video I made about compound interest, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below and somewhere around here. But thanks to the power of compound interest, the more money you put now, the more money you're gonna have when you take it out. If your employer doesn't offer a 401k plan, you don't need to worry. You can call your bank and set up a Roth IRA account and start contributing to it as early as you can. Trust me, your future self will thank you for it. Moving on to habit number 6, you need to understand where your money is going. So if you haven't done so, you need to create a budget and you have to stick to it. Creating a budget now will take you less than an hour and it will save you thousands of dollars down the road. And you don't have to do it the old way with an Excel table or with a pen and paper. If you find that tracking your expenses can be time consuming, there are platforms like Mint or Personal Capital, which is the one that I use, that are completely free and they will give you a live report on your expenses at any time that you open them. This is a habit that I like a lot. So habit number 7 is, if you can't pay for it in cash, then don't buy it. When you can't pay for something in cash, most likely you can't afford it. So don't shoot yourself in the foot and get into debt for a new pair of shoes or a shiny watch, because it's not worth it at the end. We as humans are impulsive and we make a lot of decisions based on emotions. So here is a little exercise that I do to stop myself from buying things that I don't need. Every time that I'm gonna make a significant purchase, I take the price of the item that I'm gonna buy and I multiply it by 5. If I still can afford the item at 5 times higher the price, then I go ahead and I buy it. It might sound a little bit extreme, but that exercise will make you question the reason behind purchasing your item, and it will stop you from making impulse purchases based on emotions. Another thing that I do is that I buy everything on credit cards. That might sound a little bit contradictory to habit number 7, right? Well, hear me out. I'm guessing that you like free money, because who doesn't in the end of the day? So I encourage you to start doing some research, because there's some really good credit cards out there that will give you between 1% and 3% in cash back. So that means that every time you swipe your card or make a purchase, you're gonna be earning money back. My credit card gives me up to 3% in cash back, and I use it as it were my debit card. In the end, it pucks me around $200 every 6 months. Now, if you're gonna be doing this, remember to always pay your credit card balance in full every single month. Set a calendar reminder to make sure that you always pay your credit card on time, because if not, you might find yourself in some unnecessary debt. So I wanna make a quick little pause because we already gone through 8 habits, and I want you to leave a comment below with your favorite one so far. Awesome. Moving on with habit number 9, you need to start tracking your net worth. We all heard the saying that what gets tracked gets improved. So if you want to grow your net worth, you need to start tracking it. You can use a spreadsheet or you can use Personal Capital. Again, that's the one that I use for tracking my expenses and tracking my net worth. It will do it completely automatically for you. All you have to do is connect your bank accounts and your credit card accounts, and it will calculate automatically. And every time you go into the app or into the website, if you're in your computer, it will show you your total net worth. Doing this is the best way to monitor the health of your personal finances. It's like your financial scoreboard, and your goal should be to increase your net worth every single month. We only have 2 habits left, so habit number 10, invest for the long term. You will find out that it's almost impossible to beat the market on a consistent basis over the long term. So you're better off just emulating the market returns. Therefore, do your research and invest in low-cost index funds, diversify your portfolio, and rebalance it every year. That way you minimize your downsides. Now, something very important when you start investing, don't be all over the news every single day, every hour of the day, because it's gonna stress you out and it won't help you at all. Just be patient and stay the course. And always remember, you have to be careful when everyone around you is optimistic about the market, and you have to double down when everybody's fearful. And with that, we finally made it to habit number 11. I always want you to remember that things will never make you happy. I want to finish up with this one because I think it plays an important role on the mindset that you need to build if you ever want to accumulate wealth. Let's do a little exercise. Do you remember how you felt the time that you bought your first car? Because I do. I was 18 years old at the moment, and after 6 hours of negotiating at the dealership and filling out paperwork, I finally got to drive my new Volkswagen out of the lot. I was rolling down the street with my windows down, blasting off music, and I couldn't wait to show it off to my friends. At that time, I felt like I had the world at my feet. But as you expect, 2 months after that, that feeling completely went away. And that same thing will happen to you with everything that you buy in life. It's just simple human nature. Therefore, never buy into the idea that owning something will make you happier than what you are today, because it simply won't. The rush eventually will fade away, so you're better off just saving that money and sticking to habit number 1 of this video. That's it, we're done. Those are the 11 money habits that you need to master if you want to achieve financial freedom faster. Now, that rhymed. Okay, anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel, because I'm gonna be uploading content like this every single week, so don't miss out on that. Also, now that we covered the 11 habits on the list, I want you to leave a comment below with your favorite one. Again, thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next video.